at this beautiful place in Ljubljana. I have to tell some interesting things. I want to share some background information about our market, our industry, which is camping, which is also your industry. But I want to go back to a congress where I was invited for the automotive industry. It's about 6 years ago in Stuttgart. And there was in the meantime, retired Mr. Chetje, and he was in a forum on the stage, and they asked him, how do you see the future of the car industry? And he said, it could be possible that within 10 years, the brand of Mercedes-Benz will not exist anymore. And the whole audience was really shocked. They were really like, what the hell is he telling? This can't be. And then he continued and he said, yeah, we missed the electrification of the cars. And luckily, we know that Mercedes-Benz has developed in the meantime quite some good electrified cars. I don't want to shock you today with messages like this, but I think I have some important conclusions out of our data. And before starting about this, I want to show you a little bit about our organization. Actually, we are based in the Netherlands. We are a Dutch company, but we are a European company. And what we do, we are a family company since 1965, about nearly 200 employees. We should have more in the meantime, because during COVID we sized back to 140. We are looking again for 10 people more, but you know how difficult it is to get employees. Same in the Netherlands. 800 employees, freelance, inspectors, tour leaders, hosts on our campsites where we have our own lodges. Active in 27 countries. We publish guides, magazines, websites, apps, mostly produced in our company. We organize camping tours, luxury accommodations. We rent also in the south of Europe. And each year, and in that we are unique, we inspect 10,000 campsites per year. And that means that our content of campsites is very, very good. But also on the other hand, we have a lot of content from our customers, your customers. Reasons to be happy. Are you happy today? With the situation of today, with the huge result of sales? I think so, you are. Also, we are. Bookings in our company are about 35% plus compared to 2019. And this is about the estimation of the European market today. Campsites are booked like crazy. The campers want to travel again. And this is also for you a good message, because your vans and your motorhome caravans and your caravans, they have to be used. This is what you know. Perfect result, huge growth in the sales of your products. Beautiful products, technical, very good products. And you are, of course, very proud that you achieved to come to such a growth in your market. But then the question is it your result or is it thanks to COVID? Because in the 2 years' time of COVID, the growth has been enormous, new, used. But why? You know, the people looked for freedom, they looked for space, they didn't go to hotels, and the campsites were an opportunity. I give you a short example. A relation of me, a retired director of Perfetti Group, big candy company from Italy, the Dutch director for the north of Europe. He retired and he bought a nice villa in Spain with a private swimming pool, beautiful view. And he always said to me, you with your stupid campsites and caravans and motorhomes, whatever, what is the fun of that? And then 2020, when he couldn't fly anymore to Spain, he called me and said, can you tell me a little bit about the motorhome? What is it? What can you do with it? And what is the fun to drive around with this motorhome? I said, just rent one for a week or 2 weeks and experience. And he did. Afterwards he called me, he said, this is fun. I go to sell my house, I go to buy a motorhome. And he did. And now we are nearly 2 years later, and he's spamming me all the time. We are here, we are in a Michelin restaurant, and we overnight after dinner, I can drink. All those advantages have to be connected, communicated to those clients who before never had interest in camping or caravan. So, you know that many people did go camping during COVID. And now, probably many of you think they will all stop and go back to their hotel, private apartment, or whatever. No. We did a research and we had about 8,000 responses on this research. 85 up to 90% of this new group in camping, this is also renting in camping, both caravans or motorhomes, 85 up to 90% said we should have done it before. They love it. So don't be scared that the huge volume of campers today will go down. No, it will probably go up. And where we go now? We don't know, you don't know. This year will be a terrific year, but where are we next year? We have, of course, some problems where we are looking at. This was Venice before COVID. And during COVID, I was visiting campsites with my wife in Italy, close to Venice, and everybody told me, yeah, it's incredible, Rome and Florence and Venice. No people anymore, it's empty. I said, yeah, I can't believe it. So we went there the 3rd of July 2020, and we were with 8 other people on the San Marco place, the only guests in Venice. And I just want to show this because so extreme, it's possible that things happen like that. We know about COVID, and we saw this, the tourism was completely gone in the major places in Europe, everywhere. And now today we see this. The yellow line is our booking result at the moment, so bookings for campsites, and the blue line is 2019. It's exploding. It's extremely, when this continues like this, within 2-3 weeks, we will not have any offer anymore. And this is not only for us, this is for all our colleague competitors in Europe. Go back quickly to what we offer to your clients, because they have to find their campsites and their camping motorhome. You say motorhome, caravan, I heard today, but I say motorhome. They have to find good places to stay. Now, 2017, we sold in Europe in 13 languages in 15 countries, nearly 650,000 guides. This year we will go over 700,000 guides, and we prognose that for next year we will do 750,000 guides, which means the paper is not gone yet. And then you look down to the digital media of us, we will probably achieve to come to over 22 million unique visitors in 2022. The campers, the research we did, and we had 15,000 responses of this, nearly 100% says again this year, we go camping. Also very, very positive. And this is also something what, of course, the campsite owners told in Germany and the Netherlands and Scandinavia, UK. They said, our customers this year, our own people, the English, the German people, they are so happy in their own country. They will not go back again to the south of Europe. Do you believe it? Then you look there, then you see that it's wrong. The green line is 2022. So the Dutch stay much less in the Netherlands and go much more abroad than last year. The German market, the Germans go much less abroad than last year. And the French, French. Sorry, Mr. Fiat, but the French stay mostly at home. And they stay mostly at home. But good, that's different. But also you see that in France, the French who did go abroad, they go much more abroad this year than last year. And the English, yeah. They were in prison, They were in prison last year, they couldn't go. And you see that there's a huge growth this year again to the continent of the English people who go camping. So that's very positive for the campsite. So reasons to stay agile. Why? I will go to tell you. And I also want to go some deeper in what happened in the camping industry, because you are very concerned about your hardware products, where the people go with the caravans and motor caravans. But yeah, there has been a lot of pain the last 2 years in our industry, which is also your industry. We had the empty motorways, and mostly directly south they were empty. You didn't see the Dutch and the Germans going there because the countries were closed, campsites were closed, or huge problems. Campsites were really empty after this visit to Venice. I was in Bella Italia, maybe a lot of you know this campsite on the Garda Lake. Bella Italia is fully booked normally from the beginning of April till the end of September. And I was in Bella Italia the 5th of July 2020, and my wife and me drove over the campsite, and we counted about 23 caravans and motorhomes, 23. It was completely empty. So this was disaster. And this happened in Europe, in the campsite industry. The green are the regions, average regions, who were very successful during Corona. Because the Dutch and the Germans and the Scandinavians, they stayed at home. Now we go a bit south. All those European countries, they suffered, and they suffered really hard. They suffered really hard. And you also see this, that the red countries suffered the hardest. For example, in Greece, campsites were 2020 completely empty. All the campsites, the whole season. And in Spain, Portugal, same problem. They didn't get a bit of their home market. So you can say that the countries with their own home markets, they succeeded to get a good, even a better result than before Corona. But the markets in the south, they suffered very, very much. We had 3 models in our company because we suffered with them as much as they did. And we had 3 models how to survive this crisis in 2020. And in these models, we had, with the worst case scenario, 10% of the campsites should go broke. Luckily, the government started to help, and I think it became 1% in Europe. So that's not a lot, that's just a little. But good, home is where you park it. And when you can't park it, there is no home. And that is a problem. I want to show you a little video. This is about 2 weeks ago on the #1 channel in the Netherlands. And it will already explain a little bit the first issue where I want to tell you a little bit about. Please, oh, I have to go ahead. So. Just a bit more sound. Hello? I stop. Where is the technician? Where is the guy? Hello? No, I stop because there's no sound. Yeah? No, it's not there. That's it. I'm sorry, but I think it's better we have a little bit of sound. This is not my time. Okay. Yeah. Maybe in 15 minutes he's here, so you can talk with each other. No problem. Have a nice chat. I don't find anything to... Please. He says, we trusted you so much you can do everything on your own, but I don't find the right button there, so. I need more sound, more volume. I start with a video. Ja?
Ja, het mooie lenteweer is begonnen en dus wordt het druk op de campings. Nu, maar ook zeker straks in het hoogseizoen. Want terwijl er veel caravans en campers worden verkocht, daalt het aantal plaatsen waar je met zo'n ding terecht kunt.
Caravans. Heel veel caravans. Ze zijn niet aan te slepen.
Het eerste kwartaal hebben we achter de rug. Januari, februari, maart hebben we toch weer meer afgeleverd dan het jaar daarvoor. En dan weer meer dan het jaar daarvoor. Het beste kwartaal in de afgelopen 10 jaar.
De cijfers waren al indrukwekkend.
We hebben 425.000 caravans, 165.000 campers, zo'n 100.000 vouwwagens.
En het worden er elk jaar meer. En de toename gaat ook steeds sneller. Dat geldt zowel voor caravans als voor campers. En met zo'n caravan wil je erop uit de natuur in. Zoals hier bij camping Liederholt in Beekbergen, de Veluwe.
Het begin van het seizoen, hè? Dus ook voor de vogels. Die kamperen hier ook natuurlijk.
Hij is directeur van Actie, een bedrijf dat al 60 jaar campings in heel Europa inspecteert en daar gidsen en apps voor maakt.
Ja, dit is wel het kamperen zoals ik kamperen zie, ja.
Maar deze manier van kamperen staat onder druk.
Het probleem wat wij zien is dat je een afname ziet van het aantal toerplaatsen. Sinds 2012 is dat ongeveer ingezet, die trend. En we hebben het inmiddels in nog geen 10 jaar tijd in Europa over 350.000 verdwenen toerplaatsen op de 10.000 campings die wij als Actie dan inspecteren.
Ook in Nederland neemt het aantal toerplaatsen snel af. Sinds 2010 is er een afname van 20%.
Die plaatsen zijn vooral ingenomen door huisjes, staakervens, chaletjes.
Dit is een glampingtent. Dit is de glampingtent aan de binnenkant. De solo retreat voor mensen die alleen op vakantie gaan. Dit is het campingveld. Dit zijn de tiny houses. Dat is echt de hit op dit moment in de vakantiemarkt.
We zijn in Otterlo, Europarks de Zanding. Andries Bruil is executive board member van Europarks en leidt ons rond.
Nou, je ziet daar die woningen op de achtergrond staan. Hier bouwen we nog 4 nieuwe vakantiebungalows.
Hoeveel huisjes staan er?
450.
En 10 jaar geleden?
10 jaar geleden stonden er denk ik 300 staakervens en was de rest van het terrein zo'n 400-500 plekken. Dat waren toeristische kampeerplekken.
En die zijn er nu niet meer, want het werd een eigentijds huisjespark. Toegesneden op de toerist die vaker, maar korter op vakantie wil.
En vaker betekent niet alleen in de zomermaanden.
En dan heb je niks aan een oldschool camping.
Een oldschool camping is hartstikke leuk. 3-4 maanden per jaar. Maar je moet het hele jaar door comfortabel kunnen verblijven. Dat is wat de gast van nu graag wil.
Nou, een grote partij die komt bij een camping-eigenaar, die bieden grof geld. Die meeste camping-eigenaren zeggen in eerste instantie doe ik niet. Maar dan krijgen ze zoveel geld betaald, dan doen ze het toch.
En daardoor verdwijnen er ouderwetse kampeerplaatsen. Terwijl er alleen maar meer caravans en campers bijkomen. En dat heeft gevolgen.
Soms is het gewoon vol. En dat komt steeds meer voor.
Ja, nu bijvoorbeeld ook met de komende hemelvaart. Nou, probeer maar een plekje te vinden. Het is nu al echt overal uitverkocht.
En die trend moet stoppen, zegt Ramon van Rijnen. Hij zegt, doe als in Italië.
Daar mag je tot 50% van je plaatsen gebruiken om huuraccommodatie, verhuuraccommodatie op te plaatsen.
Huisjes.
Huisjes of glampingtenten of noem maar op. De andere 50% dat moet kampeerplaats blijven.
So you saw the pictures of the campsite in the Netherlands, and actually real estate developers found a nice model to use campsites for real estate development. And we have here some numbers. You see in Italy where this law is that 50% can be rentals and 50% has to be the classic tour pitches. There we only have a minus of 0.5%. When we look to France, where the decrease is the strongest, it's 28% less pitches. And this is the result we have now. We have a line down going with tour pitches in Europe, and we have a growing line with the vehicles used for the leisure. So this is in total in Europe now at this moment in 7 years' time, a decrease of more than 50%. And when we go on, this decrease will grow, and we can expect that we are reaching within 2-3 years the 300,000 pitches less. And this causes already now two problems in the high season. The high season is already very tight in the offer of pitches, and when it continues, I mean with high season, the period with PAC, Pentacosta and July, August, and in the end of the year. But in between, it will also happen that we have not enough pitches in the future. Come on. So I can only tell you that this is happening, and you as an industry should maybe react and think about how can we lobby to stop this, because it will also ruin the success of your sales in vehicles, because what was already told before me, that when the people have not a good feeling, when they have not a good customer experience, then this will harm your industry, and it will harm our industry. Okay? So try to find possibilities. You have a strong position, I think, in many countries, because many people are employed in your industry, and go to the Ministry of Tourism or whatever and discuss this. We have the numbers available for you, and I hope we can stop this rapidly decreasing numbers of tour pitches in Europe. The next thing, the fuel crisis and electrification. The most big brands understood, I think maybe after this Mr. Churchill of Mercedes-Benz, that he said we will maybe lose the market because we are far behind Tesla at that moment. But the industry understood that it's quite clear now that electrification will be reality, and the most say that from 2013 we will not produce fossil engines anymore. It will all be electrified. Now then you think, okay, that's nice, it's very clean and it's good for our part of the world. But of course with this electrification we have the huge problems that how do we do this transition? You read everything about it. The cost of the gas goes up extremely at this moment. But you see that everywhere it's very strong going up. In Europe, in the Netherlands, we had a lot of hybrid cars now. The hybrid cars are overruled by the electric cars, and we see also in Germany a huge growth of sales of electric cars. But also camping is possible electric today. We have towing cars who do it very well with quite a load. Maybe the people who buy this still have to stop some more than when you drive with a petrol or a diesel car. But you can go on holiday, you can go camping in the south of Europe. We tested that with your caravan behind it. And of course the idea of Detlefs to have an electrified caravan where the car not has to tow, that should be for you maybe something to develop more, and that more brands can offer in the future an electrified caravan. Yeah, and now we come to the problem. Why do I tell this? Because this is the infrastructure in Europe of charging points. When you look to the left, you see that in the Netherlands we have the highest number of charging points. Then France follows, and then Germany. But then you see that it goes very quickly down. And when I want to go, for example, to Croatia, and I have an electric car, I am really lost. And so is that in many other countries. What we do is through our B2B journal, which we send to all the 10,000 campsites which we inspect in Europe, we try to motivate them to invest themselves in the campsite for charging points. And this is a model by an expert that shows them that when you invest in charging points, you have an ROI of about 6 years, and you offer your clients a very good service, and you are sure that your clients still will come to your campsite. Because within the future, when campers come and they cannot charge, they will make other choices. So this is really, really important. And also, maybe for you, you can as an industry maybe think how to help the campsites with those investments or to advise them how to do it. You are altogether the technicians.
Ja, wij zijn een Lenk in het Siementaal en we zijn de auto aan het opladen bij een snellaadstation.
En een CCS-stekker, dus dat betekent dat je extra snel laadt.
Nou, we hebben eigenlijk wel een hele relaxte rit gehad hier naartoe naar Zwitserland. Doordat er een caravan achter je auto hangt, rijd je natuurlijk sowieso wat rustiger. Dat moet ook. En daardoor ben je zelf ook heel relaxed en de auto rijdt natuurlijk super. Je hoort ook nauwelijks merkt ook nauwelijks dat de caravan erachter hangt. Ja. Qua verbruik uiteraard wel een beetje, maar geluid helemaal niet. En het rijdt heel soepel, geruisloos door de bergen ook. Ja, ik vind
veel
het top.
pit.
Veel pit.
Voor het inhalen. Ja.
Ik vind het een hele prettige auto om in te rijden. Ja.
We did this test with this couple with as you saw, the Volvo and the Eriba behind, and it was a perfect holiday. They had to stop a bit more often. It was, how you say that, a fast charging car, so they had to stop 20 minutes, it's fully loaded, another 200 kilometers. Yeah, when you go to Sicily, it is maybe irritating, but like to Switzerland, so this is already possible, and it will become better. Yeah, then I come to economics and inflation. You know all that inflation is very strong growing, and what will this do for our industry? What will people say next year? I have to spend €300 more for my energy for the car than today, and at the same time the cost at home, energy, food, everything is going up. We have a fantastic year, but what happens next year? It's very unsure where we go, how the consumer will think. I think in your industry you have the advantage that a huge number of people who buys the more expensive vehicles is or retired or goes direct in retirement, and they have the budget to buy maybe caravans who are becoming 10,000, 5,000 euro more expensive. But in the younger target group, of course, it's more difficult. Good. Customer journey. You are responsible for the customer journey in your segment, which is the hardware product. You are responsible that this customer likes your caravan, that it likes the possibilities with the caravan. And we as a publisher, and me with many others in Europe, like Octopress, Golden Media, Haymarket in the UK, La Riviere in France, we are actually specialists in this customer journey after the buy and before the buy of your product and afterwards of the holiday which they have with the product. So we give the inspiration through the magazines, online and so on. We give the orientation, our campsite information, our camping car park information. We do the transaction to the campsite with the bookings, online bookings or bookings through the apps. The people can prepare with our technical information. And we can give them trips, how they can tour, what is the best way to travel wherever. And then they come back home and the next year this will go on again. So we are the responsible part of this customer journey in our industry where we have to survive together. And what we actually see, since you have such a success with your sales, that it is more and more lacking in the marketing budget from your side. And I just want to say that we as publishers in Europe, I don't talk only for myself, but also for our colleagues, competitor colleagues, we need also partly your budget to continue in our quality, in our testing, in our editorial articles, in our development online and so on. And the same is for exhibitions. The other speaker said, everything will go online and dealers will become small, maybe possible. But you know, as I know, when I go to buy a car or a caravan, in the end, I want to feel the caravan. I want to see it, I want to sit. And even better, when I want to make a choice, I want to compare. So why is it possible that, like CMT Stuttgart, where you have an audience of more than 200,000 people, physically can see your products, that some think, maybe we don't go anymore? When you have an exhibition with at least 50,000 visitors, I think it's very interesting to go. And you can look at the cost and downsize the cost. Today is a fantastic result you have, but what is the result when you stop your communication and your marketing direction future? Why does Coca-Cola continue market their stupid drinks, which are unhealthy at the same time? Why do they do that? They have a huge success, they had a huge growth worldwide, but they continue with their marketing. When I'm wrong, but I have the feeling with my colleagues, and we have, like you also, a lot of meetings together, we as a European publishing market have the feeling that there is a lack in marketing budget from your side, and we need that budget. So I hope you discuss that. Another thing is, today was already spoken, we have to work together. You have to work together in development, in your technical development of your caravans. Why not? You are competitors, but you can do this because this basic thing, what you have to develop, like that Nefs did with the electrification of the caravan, it's not your face, it's not your brand. You can still have your different brand, but what the client doesn't see, but means that you can do maybe together. That means that your time to market is quicker, that your quality probably is better because you do it with more people. So that's another suggestion, and I give this suggestion because we started to work with our biggest competitor, Camping Info, in the German market. We founded a joint venture, and we are still our biggest competitors, but with this joint venture, we do our technical development together for our online bookings. Time to market is quicker, quality is better. From the half of the team, we have a double team, and this works perfectly. And at the same time, we have our own brand, our own face, but as a competitive companies, we grow much faster than it was before we worked together. Inspiration, as I showed you in the sheet before. You give the inspiration for the caravans and for the motorhomes and so on. And we are responsible to give the inspiration for the people who do camp, but also for the new group who will go camping. Because camping is hot. As an industry, we should together now teach the people who are doubting or they are going to camp because their friend who was in a hotel or in a villa before is camping now and is totally enthusiastic. We should continue to trigger those people to come in our market and to start camping. What we do with our freelance test tour, existing since 5 years, we look for a country who participates and we show the customer experience with your products and our products, the campsites, and the gastronomy of the country and the beautiful nature of the country. And this is a compilation of the last 5 test tours we organized in Spain, Italy, Austria, Luxembourg, and that was it, I think. And it will give you a little bit this feeling of the customer journey, what you can do with a marketing product like this. to use your product, to use our product. And I think we should try to cooperate more together, to communicate more together, and to help each other, because we are in a golden business, but of course we like to stay in the golden business also for the future. I thank you very much for your attention, and good luck with your beautiful business. Thank you.